Hello, everyone. I am Jin Yao, a biomedical researcher and a health coach. Heather?
Hi, I'm Heather Carpentier from a Health and Wellness Consultant.
Yeah, nice to meet you today.
Yes, it's a beautiful day outside.
Yeah, it is very beautiful. So today we are going to talk about the food portion size. So knowing the portion size is a huge challenge when investing in our health, but it really can be a challenge to know how much to eat. Today, we are going to look at some tips and techniques to assist with portion control. Here's Heather to share 3 methods to help with portion control.
Thank you, Jean. As you shared, portion size can be very challenging for each of us. Whether you have a health management problem or not, it can be a problem. But did you know that serving size and portion size are not the same thing? Did you know that, Jean? They're
Oh,
not
I
the
thought
same
that's
thing.
the same.
Yeah, no, serving size is actually a standard measurement, such as a cup, an ounce, or a tablespoon. Those are just the serving size, and that's what it'll say on the back of a lot of processed food. A portion size is actually how much we eat. Because if we have a portion of potatoes, whether it's a little or a lot, it's still a portion because we ate it. So today, I'm going to share a few tips for helping with portion control. So the first one is the My Plate plan. Now this one is pretty simple. It's actually supported by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. You can actually get plates that are marked like this, but it's a good guideline. The benefits of healthy eating add up over time, bite by bite. And this can be a great starting point for portion control. It's simple to follow. By using the guide of your plate, for your food, you will consume foods from each of these groups. It's important to eat a variety from each group for most people. If weight loss is your goal, here's a cute little tip. Using a little bit smaller plate is better. Most dinner plates are 10 inches, but if we actually go down to a 9-inch plate, it will reduce how much food you put on your plate. And even though it is less, you still feel like you're getting the same amount because the plate doesn't look empty. Because there's nothing worse than getting a plate of food and have one little thing in the middle. Mentally, you're like, oh, that's not enough food. So just bringing your plate size down is a great tip. It's actually one that we practice in our household. We use smaller plates now. Jean, have you ever used this type of plan for your portions?
Well, I don't use a plate. I use a smaller bowl.
Okay, yeah,
So that's the
bowls
same
are
method.
great.
Yeah.
It is. Whether you have a big bowl of cereal or a small bowl of cereal, whatever it is, it makes a big difference. Well, the second method is called the hand method. Now, this one, the one thing nice about the hand method is you have the guide with you at all times. It's your hand. So we're going to look at this. This is a quick chart that I have just for guidelines of how much you should eat. So if we look at protein, protein is basically from, you can see the red circle there, is the palm of your hand. For vegetables and fruits, you can see over on the side that it is your fist, and it's this portion. Fats, such as nut butters, is your thumb, just the end there. Whole grain carbohydrates is your fist again, only it's the front, which is a little bit less versus this. So they're a little bit different in size because we do want to get those fruits and vegetables in us. Cheese is your pointer and middle finger to about the second knuckle, and you can see where I've circled it. So this is a really great method, especially if you're eating out, to look at portions because you aren't able to measure things. You know, for the most part, your hand is with you wherever you go. But in general, women would eat 1 portion of each of these, and men would eat 2. Again, it's going to depend on your own health status. So, and the third method is called the object method. Now this one is a great one because most of these things you'll know what size they are, but it's not quite as handy as the hand method. What the object method does is it uses different objects to reference sizes. So let's look at protein. Protein is the first one. A deck of cards would be the equivalent to about 3 ounces of meat or poultry. Pretty easy. A checkbook, which is a little bit bigger than the deck of cards, would be 3 ounces of fish. Now, why is that? Well, beef and poultry are a little more dense than fish, so it's going to weigh less. And a golf ball is a 1/4 cup of nuts or 2 tablespoons of nut butter. So those are pretty easy to use. The next one, we would move on to our grains and legumes. And here we have a baseball, which is about the size of a cup of cereal. A CD is a pancake. Now, if you think about a CD and you think about pancakes that you order in a restaurant, there's a big difference because usually it covers the whole plate. But a true size serving of a pancake is about the size of the size of a CD. Now, the next one is a hockey puck. This would be the size of a bagel. Now, if you know what the size of a hockey puck is, it's not that big. It's only about this big. Most of our bagels are significantly bigger. A hockey puck is actually the size of a mini bagel, and that is the appropriate size. And this is where we get into challenges with supersizing, and a lot of our foods are being made bigger. So then people think that is the right serving, but a lot of times it's more than enough. Light bulb is like a 1/2 cup of cooked rice, beans, or pasta. So those are all easy ones. Let's move on to our fruits and vegetables. Now, these are general servings. I'm a big proponent of eating as many vegetables as you can for most people, and fruits too, but more of the veggies because Americans, we tend to not eat enough. So these are just a general size. So a baseball is like a cup of raw leafy greens, or a cup of cooked vegetables, or 1 cup of raw chopped vegetables. It's also about the size of a medium fruit. So if someone says get a medium orange for your recipe, you know it's about the size of a baseball, or 1 cup of chopped raw fruit. Now the golf ball for our fruits and vegetables is a serving of 1/4 cup dried fruit. Now this is an area that can be overeaten a lot because dried fruit tastes good. It's very sweet because it's dehydrated, so it's very concentrated, but really only about the size of a golf ball is a serving. So you really need to be careful with not eating too much dried fruit. A computer mouse is about the size of a medium potato. Now we're going to move on to dairy.
Well, hold on for a second, Heather.
Okay.
I have a question here.
Okay.
So the size over here, 1 baseball, 1 golf ball,
yes.
1 computer mouse.
Yes.
Are those the size we should eat?
Those are the
veggies and the fruits for one meal, or that's for all day?
No, okay, so like if you're trying to, you want to eat 5 to 7 servings of fruit and vegetables a day. So say you want to get one of your servings from your leafy vegetables. So 1 cup, about the size of a baseball, would serve for 1 serving, okay? Or at dinner time, you are now going to have maybe snap peas or something. You're going to saute some snap peas. A cup of snap peas would be another serving. Or if you were going to add the dried fruit, then the 3rd serving for your day could be that 1/4 cup of dried fruit. It's not how much to have in a day. It's a reference to what size a portion is. And we want to eat, you want to eat a portion of protein at most meals, not necessarily snacks, but at least most meals. And you want to eat 5 to 7 to 9 fruits and vegetables a day. 2 fruits, usually 5 to 7 vegetables. So it's the size of a portion, not how much you would eat in a day.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
All right, so let's move on to dairy. Now, not everyone eats dairy, but if you do choose to eat dairy, a baseball is like a cup of yogurt. Now, we really want to make sure, like we've talked about in previous chats, that we eat the sugar-free or plain, and you can add in fruit to add sweetener, but we for sure want to stick to a plain yogurt. A half a baseball is like a half a cup of ice cream, which is a serving. Now, I don't know about you, but most of us, we usually don't choose a half a cup of ice cream when we have it. It's usually a big bowl. So just having that baseball as a reminder that, yes, we can have these sweets once in a while or these treats, it's just making sure we eat it in the portion that's appropriate. And then we have 3 dice, which would represent 1.5 ounces of cheese, and that is what's considered a serving of cheese. And again, that is one that many of us, when we eat cheese, we're probably eating 2 servings or more.
Yeah, that's
So
very easy to
it is
overeat.
it
Very
is
easy.
very easy to overeat in this
Yeah.
category.
Yeah.
So our next category is our fats, oils, and sweets. Now, healthy fats are good. It's our trans fats and things like that that we want to avoid, but we still need to have them in the right proportion and portion size. So a poker chip is about a tablespoon of butter or a tablespoon of salad dressing. And again, like that salad dressing can be, you have that salad and all of a sudden you're dumping it right out of your bottle, and pretty soon, wow, you have a lot of salad dressing when a serving is just a tablespoon. But if you know the size of a poker chip, you can kind of guess how much is pouring in there. The next one is olive oil. You can use 1 dice. 4 dice is equivalent to a brownie. Now, if you take, now I'm not talking about these big fuzzy dice that you hang, some people hang in their car. I'm talking about the little dice that you play games with. So you would take 4 dice and you put them together and you look at how small a brownie is. And again, when you go to the store or to the bakery and you see brownies, they're probably 3 or 4 servings in one big brownie. So that's where we have to be very careful. And a deck of cards is approximately the size of a slice of cake. Now,
I always overeat.
yes,
Wow, that's so small.
it is so small, but we've gotten so used to bigger portions that's what we think it is. But well, bigger servings, but a portion again is whatever you eat. So a lot of times if you have that piece of cake that's huge, you're eating 2 or 3 servings versus 1 appropriate. And I do think it's kind of funny that we use a lot of gambling things to represent this category. And it makes me wonder, are we actually gambling with our health when we eat these things? So I do think it's kind of funny. I don't know if that was intentional with whoever set this up, but anyway, these are the 3 methods that can be used for general guidelines. But remember that each one of you is an individual and you will have specific needs. If you're very active, you might need more protein or you might need more carbs to build that. Or if you're trying to lose weight, you need to maybe do less. So these are just, again, general guidelines that you start with, but you can work with your nutritionist or dietitian, and we are more than willing to help you with these things. So, just take that and use the information. So Jean, have you used any of these methods, either the hand method or the object method?
Well, I think most of the time I always overeat. I think I remember the method, but when you see the cake is there, it looks really good, and the portion size, it's just 1 part. You don't want to just cut it into half or just 1/3. You just want to eat all of those, right?
Exactly. And that's where being diligent and yeah, so I understand. I mean, we all deal with it with certain foods. So it's not like anyone is immune to this. But.
Yeah, so I think maybe the better way to go is you don't buy those very sweetie or very delicious stuff very often.
Right. As unless you have a health crisis, the best thing is if you can eat 80 to 90% of the time well, eating the 10 to 20%, the occasional things, isn't going to put too much of a burden on your health. But that's where we have to remember that we got to eat 80 to 90% of the time, the fruits, the vegetables, the good quality fats and protein. And,
yeah, that's what
those
I do.
occasional
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, as always, we do provide your references here. So there's a couple of them here. You can go to the My Plate, and there's a lot of stuff on the government website. If you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to do that. And then, Jean, do you have something you want to share?
Yes, today I'm going to introduce the Meal Prep Made Easy class. This class will be launched on April 13th. Our instructor is Heather Carpenter. Heather, would you just give an explanation about this class?
Yes, we're so excited for this class. Actually, Kim, our dietitian and functional nutritionist, and myself will be teaching these classes. We're gonna, we really want to invest in your health. And as we've been talking, meal prep can be challenging. So we'd like to help you do this. So we've offered this 3-session course, and you can choose 1 or 3, and you get a great deal if you choose all 3. But some of the things that we're going to talk about is knowledge how to improve your health and optimize your budget by planning menus ahead of time. And hey, who doesn't want to save money, right? I do. We're going to talk about some best meal prepping and batch cooking tips for you to create those healthy meals to invest in your health. We're actually, one of our sessions, we're going to have a make one where you can follow along, or you can make with me, and we're going to do 3 tasty meals. You'll have all the recipes for those, and you'll start to grasp some culinary skills, because we really want you to get back into the kitchen. Your kitchen and you need to have a good relationship so you can build health for you and your family. So, and overall, there's an empowerment to cook and meal prep with ease, because if it's hard to do it. But we want to help you and give you some tools for your kitchen, the food, making the plans, all of these things, so you can invest in you. So here's the plan with the next where we're going to start. As far as the classes, they're going to be they're held online, and they're going to start my class. Yeah, the first 2 classes, the first one's meal prep. That one is going to start the 30th, and then my class is actually the 13th. And we'll talk, that one is the hands-on class, and we will be making salmon or tempeh burgers. I will do it as salmon, but you can do them as tempeh, or whichever. We're going to do a sweet potato brownie soup, yum yum, and we're going to do, yes, a treat, a chocolate mint brownie, but there's going to be some healthier things in there. So I really encourage you to head on over to the link here and sign up for the classes. I think that you will appreciate how much you will invest in yourself. So I hope you'll sign up.
Yeah, on our Facebook page, Dymo Health page, you can see there's a place. You can look at it, and then just go to the link, go to the website, and see, learn more about this program.
Right.
So next time, we are going to talk about top 10 tips for meal planning. So Kim is going to tell us about those tips from her experience. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you, Heather. See you next time.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, bye. Bye.